guys, so today we'll be seeing the Nmap advanced port scan. So as we have already finished the basic port scans, so we'll just, without wasting any time, we'll just get forwarded with the advanced scan. So it is an easy room. The room is the third in the Nmap series. That is, we have the four rooms in Nmap module. So we can see, let's see, in the basic port scan we see the TCP header RFC793, that is the TCP connection. We have studied this. So in this room we'll see this much of scans, type scans, that's null scan, fin scan, Xmas scan, memon scan, and many others. So these are these are used most frequently. These are mainly for the advanced. Or let's see. So we have already started our the attack box. Let's see, it's started. So let's go to TCP null scan. Null scan is which in which the every flag, that is every this sequence number acknowledgement is set to 0, as this, as it is written. We used null scan with a switch dash sn, and the null scan just send the packets to null and with no set flags to server, and with the target we received, if we receive the RST acknowledged packet, we conclude, Nmap concludes that the port is closed. So below is the example of scans against servers. So we can see it has run this command with sn. So we have the same IP, we can also run it. Let's do it like this. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's copy paste it here. So we'll see how many ports are open in this server. So I have already started the machine 4 minutes ago, so it must be doing the scan. Let's go. So we have these ports open in here. So let's see what we get here. So likewise the finish scan is the finish scan, which sends the TCP packet with the fin flag set. That is, we saw here we have a fin. Let me set this. So if we see here, we have a fin packet. So this will be flag set to 1 in fin packet. So let's see fin packet. So it is shown here too. So let's see. So in fin packet, the client send the fin packet with the fin flag set 1 to server, and if it receive the RST with acknowledgement, so port is closed. If not, nothing's the drop without sending the packet. So consequently we will be able to know which ports are closed, and we use this knowledge to indicate if the ports are open or filtered. So here is the examples. We received the Nmap of SN, that is the null scan 2. So let's do sorry, we can't do that. Let's do the fin scan 2. So Xmas is the Christmas tree lights scan, where it sets the three flags, three sets of flags, and that is fin flags, push flags, and the urgent flag. We can select access scan with SX. So let's do that too. So like null scan and fin scan, if the RST package is received, it means the port is closed. That is, it sets the fin push and urgent flag to set 1, and if it received the RST flag, the port is closed. Otherwise, it report as open or filter. The following two figures shows the case where TCP port is open and the case where the TCP port is closed. If it received the RST that is reset and acknowledge flag, the port is closed. If not, the Nmap will consider it as open. The console output as below as or as example of Xmas tree. Why it is called Xmas tree? Because it opens, it sets the FN piece value and auth value. So I'll just, in a second I'll show you. So as you can see, if you can see here, so three consecutive and one rest is like it shows like the Christmas light. So the name came from, you can see in the man page 2. So let's go further. So it has run x3. So on the scenario, these trees can be efficiently when scanning a target behind a stateless, that is non-stateful firewall. So it bypasses the firewall. The stateless firewall will check if the incoming packets has sync flag to set to detect a connection attempt. Using a flag combination does not match the sync packets makes it possible to deceive the firewall and reach the system behind it. However, stateful firewall will practically block all such crafted packets and render this kind of scan, yeah, as useless. So it is mainly used to bypass the firewall, but we can run any command. The today's firewall is very strong. We have to do advanced switching for bypassing that. So in null scan, how many flags are set? As we see, null scan, the 0 flags are set to 1, so we'll just type 0. In fin scan, how many set flags? As the name suggests, it just sets 1 flag, that is the fin flag to set 1. In next question, as we saw the 3 colors, that is the 3 highlighted, so we'll just type fin scan. What was that? The fin, push and arc. So start the machine. We have already started machine. We have already run the open document Nmap. We have already fin scan. So first was the null scan, then we ran fin scan, then we run the Xmax scan. So let's see how many ports are paired as filtered, open/filter in fin scan. So we have these ports number of 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So we have 7 ports appear to be open and filtered. So repeat the scan launching a null scan. So we have already run that. So the same number, we output the same number, the will be same answer. So let's go to the Memon scan. So Memon, as the name, it came from the URL Memon first described the scan in a magazine. You can see that report in man of Nmap. So if you see, so it will be down there somewhere. Let's see if you find. So you can refer to these documentation manual pages of any Linux server of the machine. So we'll see. Let's see if we have come here to that. No. So it will provide the documentation, more elaborated documentation of each and every switches. So let's see if we can find. So it has described the six state of the ports: open, close, filtered, open, filtered, unfiltered, and close, filtered. So let's see if you are finding any SM scan. That is the SM. So we have this Memon. It was discovered by URL Memon and the Frac magazine. In the Frac magazine, so it is to he We saw some BST type system drop packet if the port is open. So that was Nmap was showing that which drop the packet that Nmap port is closed, but it is just reverse. So the Nmap was arrived. So let's see. The target should be send a Rust package as a response. However, the certain BST system drops the packet if it is open port exposing the open ports. This scan won't work on most targets encountered in modern network. However, we conclude it in this room to better understand the port scanning mechanism and the hacking mindset. To select this scan, we use SM option. Most targets can respond with RST package regardless of whether the TCP port is open. In such case, we won't be able to discover the open ports. The figure below shows the SM packet. It sets the it sends the fin and act flag to set to target, that is the server, and if it sends the RST package, the Nmap concludes the TCP port is open or closed. Certain system does the packet if the port is the set of systems, that is the, let's see if we have written here too. So some systems which are in few numbers is drops the packets, so that systems only detects the port is open or not. The console output below is the example of TCP memon attack. So let's see. So it is a other IP we cannot access this, I guess. Let's see if we can. 10.10.252.27. No, we can't. So it has shown that port is closed, no open ports. In Mexico, how many sets of flag? I guess one, because the fin flag and two floats. Let's sorry, I missed the acknowledge flag. So let's go to the it is no use as such case, but we can use in the closed environment or white box environment. So let's terminate our task 2 machine and let's start this machine. So this task will cover how to perform TCP ACK scan, TCP window scan, and how to create a custom flags, as we have seen in the man page. So let's go to the it's very long. Sorry to wait. I just closed it. So these three scans are come along side by side. Let's see if we can find here. So we'll find that very first so TCP sync scan, TCP connect scan, UDP scans we have already covered. So we have already covered this, the finish scan, Xmas scan. These three comes along, the null scan, finish scan, and the Xmas scan. The memon scan is very rare to use. So here it is, TCP ACK scan. So scan is different than others discussed so far. It is never determines open or ports. It is just used to see if any firewall rule set is set or not in that port. They are stateful or not, which ports are filtered. The ACK scan probe packets has only the ACK flag set unless you use scan flags, it is used for custom scans. So let's see here. So it sends the client sends that acknowledge flag set to the server, and if server respond with RST flag, the TCP is closed or open, but but it is used to map out the firewall results, that is if the system has configured any firewall in the systems. So let's see. In the following example, we scan the target machine with this. So we have already get the IP. Let's do a scan in our attack box 2. So let's do in other tab so we can go back and read the manual too. This kind of scan would be helpful if the firewall is in the front of the target, that is it should detect the firewall. Sorry, I have to drink water. So we have already scanned the this. So let's see if we get any ports, we have https new ports open here. After setting the target firewall with the we repeated the scan with xscan. As a concept, we have three ports open, three ports that are being blocked by the firewall, that is unfiltered. As seen in the console output below, we see three firewall. This is all indicate the firewall is blocking all the ports except for these three ports. So firewall is blocking every ports except of the three ports. So let's go to Windows scan. Windows scan is same like this the xscan. The only difference is that it exploits the implementation details of certain system to differentiate open ports from closed one. That is, it's differentiate if the port is closed or open by just exploiting it, rather than always printing all unfiltered when an RST is returned. It, like this one. If the server respond with the RST scan, it does not just respond that the port is unfiltered, but it exploit it. It does this by examining the TCP window field of the RST packets returned. On some systems, open ports use positive window size, that is even for the RST, while closed one have a zero window. So let's go forward. So let's scan the with the Windows scan 2. Let's see. Just we have to change the one switch. Sorry, I didn't space. So in likewise in this scan we have closed port, and this just output the closed port as closed, not like filtered in the TCP ACK scan. So let's go to the custom scan. The custom scan is for the custom scan, as the name suggests. It is used to do customization of any scan you want to use. So if you can see, you truly advanced can use not limit themselves to the scan types offered. The scan type option allows you to design your own scan by specify arbitrary TCP flags. So you can just specify any flags that is with a scan flags, and with the value after any you want to set the flag any open, that is these flags. These, if you want to set the this URG as set one, act as set one, so you can do that. So let's see. Nmap scan as custom flags and the target. So you can use in TCP Windows scan how many flag as set as it is set. So we have two Windows scan. Let's see. So we have RST acknowledgement only. So that will be answer 1. So you decided to experiment with a custom scan that has a reset flag. So what did you use? So we'll just use RST as reset. So BM received an update to its firewall result, as its new port is now allowed by the HTTP. Are you make sure that you are terminated the ports along the tab and now was use. We have already run the TCP ACK scan. Here it is. So we how many ports appear unfiltered? So we have 1 2 3 4 ports as unfiltered. So what is the new port numbers appeared? We have already seen the HTTPS, that is 443. Is there any service behind the only the server? So we have to see it. Let's see if we get any. So we have in 443 HTTPS. Let's see if we get any service behind the port. We had already the HTTPS. Let's see that we have any. Let's see, we have the HTTP. Let's see the HTTPS if there is any. No, we don't. So let's do the no. Okay. So let's go to the spoofing and decoy. Spoofing is like you are sending a packet from your machine, but you are spoofing that that the Nmap scan is done by another IP to just do the manage the logging of in the server sides. So as you can see, uh, with the spood is done by dash space switch. So the attacker will send a packet from source to as send the server to the server as spood IP, and the destination and the server will respond to the spood IP as well. So you can see in briefing the scan of the spood IP address is three steps. That is the attacker sends the packet with the source IP to the target machine, and the target machine replies to the spood IP as a destination. The attacker captures the replies to figure out what ports are opened. In general, you expect to specify the network interface using dash E, and to explicitly disable ping scan with dash ping. Therefore, instead of nmap spoof scan, will need to issue nmap dash E this. So interface is the network interface to tell nmap explicitly which network interface to use and not to expect to receive a ping reply. It is not worth repeating that this can will be useless if the attacker system cannot monitor the network for responses. So the system will monitor and keep the logs files. That in that case we want we to be secured, so we use this spood IP. When you are on the same subnet as a target machine, you will be able to spoof your MAC address as well. So if you are not, if you are in the same network as the machine that we want to attack, we can use the spoof MAC too. So let's see. When you are on the same subnet target machine spoof, you can specify the source MAC address using spoof MAC. This address spoofing is only possible if the attacker and the target machine on the same Ethernet, that is this one, same network or same Wi-Fi. Spoofing only works in a minimal number of cases where certain conditions are met. Therefore, the attacker might resort to using decoys to make it more challenging to be pinpointed. The concept is simple. Make the scan appears to be coming from many IP addresses so that the attacker's address would be lost among them. As we see in the figure below, the scan of the target medicine will appear to be coming from three different sources. Decoy means to do to decoy the machine that the scan is happening from multiple IPs, and consequently the replies will go to the decoys as well. So you can use that decoy too. You can also decoy scan by specifying a specific random or random IP address with d/d switch. For example, nmap/d and the me is my IP will make the scan this scan, that is the source scan, appear as coming from the IP address this and me, to indicate the your IP address to appear in the third one. Another example command would be one IP, two IP, and RND, where the third and fourth IP address are assigned randomly, that is random IP, and while the fifth source is going to be hacker's IP address. In other words, each time you execute the latter command, you would expect two new random IP address, that is the new random IP, to be the third and fourth decoy sources. What do you need to add to the command sudo nmap dash to make appear as if coming from the source IP instead of that is your IP? So we can use this spood IP. So we can just type /dash and we want to spood IP. Let's see 10.10.11. So what do you need to add a command sudo nmap to make appear scan appear as it coming from the multiple sources IP, that is this. So we can use -d switch and this IP, that is this IP command this IP. So you can use it, you can experiment with your own. So let's go to the fragment packets. So as the name suggests, the nmap will give the option to fragments your IP headers, that is these IP headers. Let's see, these IP headers to be breaked and fragmented to send to the receiver to just decoy the server machine. So let's what is a firewall? Firewall is a piece of software or hardware that permits packets to pass through or blocks them. It functions them based on firewall rules. That is which what rules are set in that. The more sophisticated firewall would also try to examine the data carried out by transport layer. So IDS in the intrusion detection system, which detects the barrier behavioral patterns or specific content in the network flowing. How can we make it? Just let's see fragment. Nmap provides the option f dash f, which we have here. Let's see if you have here in the man page. So it will be in the top, I guess. Fragment. Did I miss that? So we have fast mode, which we saw earlier in the room. Sorry, it might be many. It might be below. So we have this fragment packets only given or MTU. What is MTU, I guess? So MTU packets, maximum transmission unit. So what is the maximum size of the packets or use? Sorry. So let's see. We have IP headers RFC 793. That is the IP header, TCP IP header. Let's see. The F dash F splits the divide the package into 8 bytes or less, and the dash dash f, the double f, will split the data in 16 bytes. That is the double instead of 8. We can change the default by using MTU. However, you should always use a multiple f, that is the standard one. To properly understand fragmentation, we need to look to the IP header. Let's see. It might look complicated at first, but we notice that we know most of the fields. As in particular, notice the source address. That is the source address is taking the 4 bytes, and that is 32 bits. And while the destination is taking another 4 bytes, the destination is also taking 4 bytes. The data that will fragment across the multiple is highlighted on it. That the data will be fragmented here. This portion will be fragmented. To aid in the resemble on the recipient side, IP uses ID, that is the identification, and fragment offset on the second row. So let's compare this scan to this scan. If you have the same IP, let's see. So let's compare this to this. Let's see what we are getting here. As you know by now, this will use self TCP scan on top. That is accessible scan self scan on port 80. That is we have specified the port 80. However, in the second command, we are requesting Nmap to fragment the IP. That is that would dash IP with even 8 bytes. So we have already seen here. So let's see, in the first two lines we can see the RP query scan, that is the TCP. We have the sync is receiving going, and the response. Nmap is issued a RP query because the target is in the same Ethernet, the same network. That is the 30 dot something. Let's see. The second two lines show the TCP sync ping, that is a sync ping, and a reply with the ACK. The fifth line is the beginning of the port scan, that is the RST scan. We receive the RST, send the TCP sync as packet to the ITU in case the IP header. Fifth line is the sync scan. Sorry, I'm lost. So the IP header is for 20 bytes and the TCP header is 24 bytes. Note that where was I? Note that the minimum size of the TCP header is 20 bytes. So we have 4 bytes. The minimum is 24 bytes. With fragmentation request via F, the 24 bytes of the TCP header will be divided into multiple of 8 bytes, with the last fragment containing 8 bytes or less of the TCP header. Since 24 is divisible over 3, that is we got 3, IP fragment each has 20 bytes of IP header and 8 bytes of TCP header. We can see three fragments between the fifth and seventh lines. That is the fifth. This is the fifth fragment IP headers and this one. So note that if you add FF, the fragment sound data will be multiple of 16. In other words, the 24 bytes of the 24 bytes of the TCP header. In this case, would be divided over two IP fragments. That is the 24 divided by 8. That is the first containing 16 bytes and another containing 8 bytes. On the other hand, if you prefer to increase the size of your packet to make them look inconcious, you can use the option data length num, where num specifies the number of bytes you want to append to the user. If we have detail, we can see here too. I don't think it will be there. Let's see. Happy APS, that is a ping, dash p for ping. I'm just searching for the more detailed. I guess there is no. So we have dash f here, fast limited port scan, most common 1000 ports, detection, NSC, sorry, I didn't find one. So you can check here too. There might be something here. Data string, data length. So we have data length here. Number, append random number data to sends to bypass the firewall systems. Tutorial value spoot. We saw the spoot MAC address too. That's sorry, I didn't find one. So let's go. If TCP segment has the size of 64 and the FF option is used, how many IP frames will get? So as we know, the FF dash FA will divide the byte into 16 bytes. That is the 64 divided by 16. So we'll get 4. So let's use calculate. So you can see. So we'll get 4. 64 divided by 4. Oh, sorry, 16. So that was the right answer. Ideal versus zombie scan. As the name server is, it will be we use zombie IP, that is the which is the idle machine in that network, like a printer or any machine with a IP, and will the machine will think that it is sending the packets from that IP that is a zombie in the same network IP. So it is given here. Let's see, we'll just go to the here. You discovered a daily used network printer with an IP address this, and you decide to use it as a zombie in your idle scan. What argument should you add to your network in the Nmap command? We can use zombie, that is a zombie scan SZ, sorry, and the IP 5.5. Sorry, idle scan, not zombie. Okay. So you can read by yourself. It is not so used, but you can see if you got any lead in that network. Let's go to the more detail. Let's terminate our previous machine and start out this machine. So you can also get more details, how the nmap is showing which port is open or not by a switch called dash as reason, which will give you why nmap shown that this port is open. So you can see. So it received the scenario command with So that why the Nmap considered the SSS port as open. That is this port as open because of this reason. So let's see if we can do that too. You might consider along with consider the two scans below like this. So you can use the dash b or dash bb for verbosity as well. So it will reply with this machine. So as you have seen in your scan that why it is showing that this much details. So we can see it will show that it received syntax. So it shows the port as open. So we have already launched our IP. So we got the IP2. So let's see. So let's run this scan as it have said. Let's paste it here. So we received the syntax reason for the IP as syntax. So let's fill it here. We got the answer. So you can use BV2 as BB. So it will give more details why this scan likewise. You can also use 1V only. So it will show them the same. So we got the RPC bind 2 here. I think it is there too. No new scan. Okay. So we can summarize this as we saw many scan, many type of scan, that is null scan, finish scan, Xmas, many more. So you can use as per your need. So you can also use source port number, specify which source we want to use. You can use data length for number with that some machine just bypass. So you can just bypass it. So you can use these to explain how made its conclusion, that is why it is, because it's shown as syntax, that's why it is open. You can use dd for more debugging. So you can use dash d if you got any debugging here. So you can see we have unknown because the nmap didn't receive any new. So you can see you can use any. So let's run dd command 2. So as it has sent, it is showing that is one. The we can see the packet dropped here, increased max successful try no to here. So you can study here too. So let's go to the nmap port scan in the next video. Thank you for watching.